Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, August 4th. This is the pre-market analysis for QOL trading. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button like this video. And when you hit that notification, you'll get notified whenever I make any new videos during the week other than the live stream. Get some information, go to QOLtrading.com. I put the link in the chat here. And you can put your name and your email address in when you get to that front page, and you'll be subscribed to our weekly newsletter. It's free, and we've put out 20 editions so far. Pretty much goes over the market recap of the week and anything that's expected for the following week regarding economic data and geopolitical news, any news pertaining to Tesla or any of the Mag 7 type stocks, as we started covering those in the last couple months here. So anyways, getting right into it right now. Let's see what we have for data for today. Tuesday, trade balance came in as expected. You have jolts at 9 o'clock, so that should do something to the market. Factory orders, and that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, I think we have something every day. Tomorrow we have non-farm unemployment at 7:15. Final PMI services at 8:45, and at 9 o'clock, service manufacturing at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Thursday, unemployment claims at 7:30. Friday, we finish out the week with hourly earnings and non-farm unemployment change, as well as the unemployment rate. So Friday will probably be a big day. So with that being said, let's get right into it here. So we'll start off with the VIX. VIX came down nicely here below the 20 and the 50. The 20 is sitting at $17.24. The 50 is sitting just above that, call it about $17.35. Almost filled this gap up from July 10th at $15. I like this downward push. When the VIX is down here at these levels right here, the markets are elevated a little bit. So, you have to be careful though. When the VIX gets low, it's almost the same thing as if it gets too high. So if the VIX gets too high, it could be a buying opportunity, whereas the VIX, if it gets too low, could be approaching some resistance up at the top there. We do have these gap downs still, one from April 8th at 25.74, and I think there's one last one at $30.34 from March 30th when this tenacious rally started. Take a look at oil. I don't think oil moved that much. Where are you, oil? There you are. Actually did. Nice little drop on oil here. Still hovering above the 200-day moving average at $75.95 a barrel. Like to get below that 200, and then we can get down to that 71.63 gap up from July 10th. I don't have anything below that. We do have a gap down at $90.40 from July 24th. And then there's another one at $95.99. So we'll have to, watch oil. We do have a little bit of a gap down here as well. I have not drawn it on the charts here. So, if we do pop up there, 84.34 on the oil per gallon, I think that maybe you get some resistance for it to pull back down right now. But you can see we're pretty low here on the extension on the downside here. So I would suspect that it holds to 75.95 per gallon, 200-day moving average. Anyways, let's get into the ES. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. All-time highs, people. 76.32.25. Got above that yesterday, 76.57, 75. I don't really have anything until maybe up here to 80,043 on the upside. Doesn't mean that we won't get any pullback. Nice little push yesterday morning, but this could all create a nice little speed zone too if the market drops below 75, 84, 99. I think maybe you come back down here, test these 20 and the 50-day moving average. The 20 is sitting at 75.2701, and the 50 is sitting at 75.1523. So watch those levels, and then of course you had this high from the FOMC meeting at 74.82.75 would be a nice little break and retest. So if the market pulled back down to those levels, that would be pretty good. You do have an open point of control at 74.09.76, so I would pay attention to that as well. If the market pulled back and lost this FOMC high, that would be a pretty decent level as well. Get into the SPY. SPY is going to look very similar here, well above the 20. The 20 is sitting at 746.01, right at all-time high 760.40. And where are we right now? So hanging out right there. Again, same thing on the SPY. I don't have anything for the SPY. If the SPY popped up, maybe 80.24, 824. But I would not be surprised if we could get some kind of pullback here. Again, same thing right here. This could be a speed zone here. If we lose this 754.91, come back down here to 730.21. And then, if we lose that, then we have the 20-day sitting right in here along with the 50. The 50 sitting at 745.21. Get into the Nasdaq. Nasdaq right now sitting below the 50, 29,546.25. You have to get above that in order to get up to this 29,783.54 level. I think if we lose the 20 sitting at call it 28,929. If we lose that level, I think you come back down here to this weekly low at 28,740.06. And if you lose that, then I think you come back and you test yesterday's lows here. This will all become a speed zone on the way down. And then if you lose that 28,336 level, I think you come down to the 100-day moving average of 27,992. Probably get some resistance if we pop into this 29,546 50-day moving average. So it could be consolidating in between the 20, sitting at 28,929 and 29,514 on the upside for the Nasdaq. Let's get over the Qs. Qs, same thing right now. Here's the 50 stuck in between 714.83 on the high side here. It's got to get through that in order to push to the highs 726.39, which was on July 10th. And then, we still have some different headwinds to get through up there in order for to continue to push on that upside right now. I don't see any open point of controls here. I would say that this gap up closed from Friday, yesterday. However, if we lose this 723 level, I think we come back down and test June lows again at 686.37. On the upside, I would not be surprised if you get a little pop here and you get some resistance at 714.51. However, you do have economic data right now, so it could blow through these levels. So you got to watch those levels when the news comes out. Okay, let's get over to the MAG 7 again. If you're new to the channel, make my day. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button like this video, which helps even more. NVIDIA, good little pop here, but big speed zone that we have here from yesterday, right? Straight uphill, no sellers in the game here. I would say that you got to hold this 208.76 in order to continue to have more upside and maybe push into that 213.99 level. If you lose this 208.76 level, I think you come back down and maybe tap yesterday's low, and then just yesterday's close, and then also this 205.96 level, which is sitting right on the 50-day moving average at 205.84. You do have the 20-day sitting at 203.85 level as well. If you lose the 20, then you could get caught here, and you retrace everything that you gained yesterday down to the 100 at 200. I'll call it 200 even. And then if you lose that, I do have a 199.34 level here, but I'm not sure if that would really hold up if you're going to lose this huge move that we had yesterday. I think you probably come back down here. You'll test the lows here and maybe even lose this 196.33 to come down to the 193.25 level, which is a 200-day moving average. Okay, let's look at Apple. Apple getting some pullback. Not surprised. It's been the strongest stock in the market. Lost the 20-day moving average at 323.95. Lost that on Thursday, I believe, after their earnings call. Got to hold this 301.97. If you lose 301.97, you got a 289.06 levels, what I have here at the 100-day moving average. It's also the midline regressional trend line that I have here from October 10th of 2025 that I would not mind a pullback into that level. The ideal pullback is going to be down here, though, at 280.18. If the market flushes there. It's a high from February 11th of this year. It's also sitting just above the 200-day moving average at 278.24. On the upside, if you do regain this 313 level, I think you could push into 317.40 before you get a little resistance. And then above that, you have the 20 where you'll probably get some resistance at 323.90. Go over to Meta. Meta retraced retrace this whole speed zone here. We talk about these speed zones all the time, right? So line in the sand for Meta today. It's got to get above this 597.85 in order to push into the 50, 601.89. And then if you can get above that 601.89, 610.60 is your 100-day moving average. So one thing to pay attention to, we're below the moving averages right now. So even though the market popped up yesterday, your thesis should still be pop and fades, right? So if you do get that pop and you continue to push up and you regain this, I would say the high here from what is this from last Wednesday, I believe it is. It's 599.80. So 600, it's a psychological number. So if you get above 600, I would do get to 600. I would not be surprised if you get a little resistance, just as we did yesterday. What did we get here yesterday? Yeah, we just got right on the 600 level, got to 597.52. So not quite 600, but you can see the market reaction off of that right now. So I would say 572.24 in order to hold and continue on with this move that we had yesterday. If you lose 572.24, you're going to lose the entire move from yesterday, and you come back down to this lower end regressional trend line sitting at 560.66 and also 556.88 is a high from June 26th of this year. Okay, let's get over to Google. Google's have some nice little push here above the 20-day moving average, 347.32. Would not mind a pullback to that level for a nice long here, break and retest of that level here on the upside here. If you can get above this 378.26 level, then I think you can push into 390.27. I would not be surprised if you push into this level and you get some resistance. It's a break and retest of a low from May 22nd of this year. And then also you could see here this June 16th high at 373.60. So some levels that you're going to have to get through. We do have a little bit of a gap up here from yesterday that you're going to probably try to close. So I would not be surprised if we pull back to 354.40 at some point. Maybe not today, but maybe at some point during this week with all the economic data. And then, of course, if you lose that gap up, then we have the 20 sitting at 347.32 and the 100 sitting at 346.47. So this would be a pretty decent pullback long here to watch those levels here, right? And then you've got that FMOC high at 341.98. Okay, let's look at Amazon. Amazon coming off their highs there, not all-time highs. All-time highs. 278.56, got to 287.20. I'll plot those later on. Right now, we're just kind of holding the, not surprised, a little pullback after that monster run that Amazon's had. So I would say pullback to this 257.09. I think is a pretty decent pullback here. It's a high. It's actually a high here from earnings call, right? So 256.59, I would not be surprised if you can get all the way down there for a pullback long here. So you can see we're above the 20. The 20 is marked in blue, 245.85. Your 247.01 is your 50-day moving average. Your 100 is 243.34. And your 200 is at 235.35. So we're above the moving averages. So your thesis should be pullback longs. So put your levels, put these levels on your charts and look for areas if you're scalping Amazon today to use these levels as supply and demand levels. Microsoft's getting a nice little push well above the 20. You can see the 20, the 50, the 100, they're all on top of each other at 401.90, 401.91. Quite a bit of ways down there. You have the two well above the 200, 433.45. Same thesis on Microsoft as Amazon, looking for pullback longs. However, you have to be careful. Over here, you have some speed zones here if you start to lose certain levels on the way down here. For today, I would say you're going to have to hold this. Let's say you have to hold this 464.57. If the market flushes down there, you got a previous all-time high, 468.34. Not a bad level for a break and retest long here. But you can see right now we're already losing yesterday's move on the upside here. This became a nice little speed zone. First 15 minutes of the day. So you can see here's your line in the sand here. 481.13. Got to get above that in order to continue to push higher. If you do not, then I think we continue to flush down 468.35, maybe 466.32. And if we lose these levels, then I think we flush down here 456.16. And then and continue on the downside here. If you lose that, by the way, this is not a bad level here. This is a weekly high from December of 2024. If you lose 456.16, then you're going to pull back down here 438.60. And of course, you have the 200-day moving average at 433.45. So let's see here. Did I cover upside? Yeah, I think upside here. No, I did not cover upside. So upside got to get above yesterday's close, 487.65. If you can get a pop and hold above that, then I think you can push into this 505.31 level. Okay, a little cameo from my dog there. And the dog would be called Leonard. SpaceX getting a nice little pop here. 117.59 FOMC high. Got to get above that in order to continue to push. I would say if you do get a push above this 117.59, I think you can get into this 120.36 before you get some headwind up there. It's a break and retest of July 21st low, and then maybe same thing. We're below the 20, and we're below the 20-day moving average. And where are the other ones there? They're probably way up higher. I don't even see them on the charts here, the 20 and the 50. Oh, actually, you know why? Because we haven't had that many days. Good, interesting. So I would say we have an open point of control. Also, if you get above this 120.36, 123.61, it's a point of control open from July 22nd. You get a little pop there, pop into that, and maybe use that as a fade here. So you got to use, you have a little speed zone that created yesterday. I would say if you lose 119.22, I think you come back down here to test this 109.39 and maybe this 107.01 level as well. So same thing, we're below the 20, pop and fades. That's what you're looking for until you regain those 20 and those moving averages. Okay, let's get over to Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Tesla's having a nice little run these last couple of days. I am a little bit on the cautious side. I don't think we are out of the woodworks with Tesla just yet. If I fan out, I look at a 4-hour chart here. It's still got a long way to go here. However, as we speak of these speed zones, let's look at the speed zone here. If you could get a break and hold above this 326.36 level, I like maybe a push into this April 2025 low of 337.24. But you could see right here, this easily could be speed zones. We could get these speed zones way back up here, up to 380 at some point, right? But right now, I think we're getting a little resistance in here. You've got yesterday's high here at 324.65. Going to have to be above that level here in order to continue to push higher. And then if you could regain this 326.36, I'd like us to continue to push into at least this 337.24, maybe in the 347.17 level, right? On the downside, though, if we lose 322.88, just says this is a speed zone here. This is a speed zone from yesterday, too. So if we lose 322.88, we could give back everything from yesterday down to 314.64. If we lose 314.64, 311.16 is a level that I had there. We are above, we are hovering right above this lower end regressional trend line here that I have from January 16th of 2023. So this is a pretty decent level too. So if we do get some flush and you lose 324.65, maybe 323.20 gives you some support. But you're going to have to watch these levels today right now. So, you did get a nice little push yesterday, but you could see right now it's already starting to reject this 326.36 level. So be careful on that. As far as what we're going to do for today on Tesla, we are going to use tomorrow's expiration date. I've got a 335 call in here. I may change it to 330 as the market moves today. And I've got a 315 put. So you can see the puts that closed at $2.40. We are above yesterday's close, 322.08. So I would say that, these are probably going to be decreased a little bit because we are above the close from yesterday. However, we still have about 40 minutes till the market opens. So we very easily could come back down here and we could open up right at the close and maybe even below the close from yesterday. If we lose that 322, then 314.67. That's why I have a 315 put in there. Because if we lose the close from yesterday, I think there's a good chance that you can give back everything from yesterday into that 314.67. On the call side here, I'm probably going to change this. I'm going to change this right now, actually, to 330. So now, same thing on the, it's a pretty similar premium price here. So that, for those of you that are new to trading options, the premium price is trading at $2.46. If you buy a one lot, your exposure is $246, and that's it. Plus commissions, of course. So if you buy a one lot, you can walk away from your computer and do whatever you want. Now we have these expiring tomorrow. So there is, so you do have a little time on this for theta, right? Your theta is your time decay, right? I'll have to take a look and see what the deltas are. The deltas could be 30 to 40 cents, meaning that for every dollar that the premium, that the equity price moves, this will move in 35 or 40 cents up or down. I have my calls up here on the upper left-hand corner, and I've got my puts down here in the lower left-hand corner. So if I think the market's going down, I execute a put by buying a one lot up to, however many you want to buy, and then you multiply that out, right? So if a one lot equals $240 of exposure, if I buy a two lot, it's $480 worth of exposure, et cetera, right? And so then, and that's how you make money, right? So this premium price will go up 35 or 40 cents. So if you buy a one lot and the market goes down, if you buy a one lot put, meaning you want the price to go down, and the price goes down a dollar, and you're trading on a 40-cent delta, you're going to make 40 cents on this. So a one lot would equal $40, right? Two lot, $80, three lot, $120, etc. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. I can go over, actually, before we do that, we can go over the scalper from yesterday. The scalping trade is just absolutely working out fantastic, people, right? So here is your range. We're looking at a 1 minute, 2 minute, and a 5 minute here. So we can look at yesterday. Here's the 1 minute, and it gave you your both your exits here. Expand this a little bit. It gave you your range. It gave you your first target. It gave you your second target, and then it gave you an exit there, even though the market continued to rally here. And the same thing here on the 2 minute too. Also, 2 minute gave you the same thing, right? Gave you trade here. However, the 2 minute didn't give you your exit until 324. And let me see where that gave you the exit. So the 1 minute give you your exit here at call it 317, but you didn't get an exit on the 2 minute until literally 323. So the 2 minute was your money play yesterday, right? And then actually, oh, here it is. So here, if you look at the 5 minute, which is interesting, the 5 minute did not give you an entry. Why did it not give you an entry? Because it did not have a range here. It actually, here was a 5 minute range, and it opened up well above it. So it did not give you that break, right? So this indicator is pretty much based on giving you that break indication, right? It can give you an early entry, right? Or it gives you the long. So you can see right here, there was nothing on the 5 minute yesterday, but you can see here, you get early entries on from the previous day, and then you get your exits, right? And then you get your price targets on the downside and on the upside. So anyways, if you want to learn more about it, go down to the link there and click on the Discord there, and you can join our Discord community. And our Discord community is free. And then you can also, where are we here on Discord? Here we go. So yeah, so down here, when you go down to the link here for the WAP link here, and you can join our Discord community for free. You can also come into our trade desk that we do live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then also, if you want access to that scalper for a monthly subscription, you can come down here and click down here for the ORB Scalper indicator. And then if you want a bundled package of doing a combination of the trade room as well as the ORB Scalper, you can do a package of $99 a month for all in, right? The scalper by itself is $7.99, and all in is $99 per month. So it's less than a trade here to pay for that. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. If I don't see you in the trade room, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great day.